Okay, so all right, we got our kids. We want them to play. I mean, where do you start equipment-wise? I mean, how do you get them? Do you saw-off clubs?
No, I wouldn't do that anymore. U.S. Kids changed the game when we were younger. Just like I had a set of Nomads. They'd put all these little pieces together. My first set of clubs were Hogan Edges. They're like my first real set, but they were so heavy and big and nowadays you have U.S. Kids.
Right, which they can fit all sizes, ages,
it's a piece
weights.
of cake. You go in there, you measure how tall you are, and you got it. And you can get a putter, a 7-iron, a 3-wood, and a driver, or as my kids call them, hybers. You can get them a hyber.
Yeah.
So start with a putter and a 7-iron and a wedge, and maybe a hyber and a driver, and then Ping. I've been a ambassador of Ping for 15 years now. Mm-hmm. Ping's awesome because they will build anything.
Yeah, and they're very advanced. And a lot of companies now are trying to get into it, but I think U.S. Kids really, they know they were light enough, and eventually they've got to get a little bit heavier so you can hit the ball a little bit
so
further.
When they get 8 or 9 years old, just take them to a club pro and get them fit for a set of Ping irons because they can make them light enough, flat enough, short enough. They'll do anything for them. Mm-hmm. And then you're off and running.
Because we used to take our mom's clubs, cut them off, and it was heavy. The club swung you instead of you swinging the club.
Yeah. 7-degree wooden
and
drivers.
that's for another podcast, which we can definitely get into that. But one last thing on this, our first podcast, is boredom. You mentioned that in the book.
Yeah.
How do you keep kids from getting bored? How do you keep from? I mean, we all struggle as adults, but how do you keep a beginning junior golfer from being bored when they're trying to play golf? I mean, how do you keep that interest level going?
Make it, when you were talking about young junior golfer, make it just like the video games they play. So you have to get it over the fescue on number 6 before you can play 7, 8, 9. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to get 2 shots over the bunkers on 9 before you can play 10, 11, 12.
Do you keep score?
Yeah, you can. I mean,
It's
of course,
not
the
that
kids are going to keep score, right?
Well, yeah, they are. Against each other, too, and you.
Yes. But make it like the games they play at home. Flavor it up with a little ice cream.
I was going to say, is there a reward?
100%.
At the end of the rainbow?
Yeah, and then when they do start getting, lessons, so to speak, keep up with it. Make sure they're doing the stuff that the coach asks them to do. And if they do, take them to, I want to say Sonic, for a Sonic burger. But,
Sonic has good ice cream, too. I'm talking about sweets more than I'm talking about real food.
Reward the kids. Make it like their game. Do not go out there and spend an hour and a half on the range trying to hit a golf ball and then go play 9 holes. Like, nobody will enjoy golf.
Okay, one last thing. That we're running a little short of time here, but yardages as they get a little bit. At what yardage do you get the kids? You mean 50 yards?
You want their tee ball to cover 70%.
70%.
Of the overall length of the hole.
There you go.
So if they hit their tee shot 80 yards, let's say, well, let's make sure that all the holes are 200 or less.
There you go. That's great advice. Right. That's going to lead us into another podcast, too. Yeah. This is fun. But we appreciate your being on our podcast today. We look forward to further discussions, and we're going to talk about some more stuff that's in the book. And remember, only one shot. Where do you get the book, BJ?
Amazon.
Amazon.
That's the place to get it.
All right, we're going to send it to my friend Steve Azar and let him take it away with our song, The Coach.
What were you thinking?